Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Warrior Stephen Curry sets the record straight on Jimmy Butler. The Golden State Warriors secured an impressive win over the Houston Rockets in Game 1 of their first-round playoff series. Stephen Curry's three-point shooting proved to be a major difference maker, as it has done throughout his career. Jimmy Butler also made a significant impact. He ended the game with 25.6 assists, 7 rebounds and 5 steals, shooting 10 of 19 from the field. Despite his showing, Charles Barkley still downplayed Butler's impact when talking to Curry on TNT's post-game show. Curry quickly defended his all-star teammate. "Jimmy's nice, don't get that twisted." Curry said he's carried teams to the finals. "The idea of what he brings to us is another guy who is just comfortable with the ball in his hands to create for himself and others no matter what the situation is. You saw plenty times he kind of made something out of nothing. He is a legitimate ball handler where we can give it to him in space, on the post, at the elbow, wherever, and teams have to respect him. So if I can space and give him room and keep the defense honest, that helps. And we've had a really good chemistry since he's been here." Curry and Butler have formed a fearsome partnership since teaming up after the February 6 trade deadline. The duo's individual skill sets are perfectly suited, helping them bring the best out of each other. Barkley's original comment clearly didn't sit right with Curry. The veteran analyst and former player had noted how Butler was a secondary option behind Curry and wasn't at the same level. "Obviously, he's a heck of a player," Barkley said. "He's giving you the ability to rest more. He's not as great as you, but he's a really nice second closer to have on the team." Correct. One key to the Warriors' success over the years has been their close-knit locker room. Curry was right to defend Butler in that situation, as it will only help bring them closer and forge a better on-court partnership. During his post-game news conference, Draymond Green praised Curry for his impact throughout the Warriors when he's a true pro. Green said, "Today's day and age, it's impossible to not hear anything. You open your phone up, even if you're not looking at something, somebody's going to send you a DM or somebody's going to send you a message off Instagram. That's just the nature of the world we live in. I think it's impossible for anybody to not hear anything, but at the end of the day, we're not coming out here trying to prove a point." Green continued, "We've been at this for a very long time, to try to prove a point, because someone said X is pointless. We're trying to win basketball games, and in order for us to win basketball games, it requires Steph Curry to be great." The Warriors are now 3 wins away from booking their spot in the Western Conference semifinals. However, Ime Udoka's team won't go away easily. Golden State will need more big performances from Curry and Butler if they want to overcome a Rockets team that finished second in a loaded Western Conference. Kaminga's future uncertain. Warriors Nets as the Golden State Warriors try to squeeze out one more playoff run in the Steph Curry era. There's a storm brewing in the background. Jonathan Kuminga's future with the franchise is now one of the NBA's hottest storylines, from early season breakout to a surprise benching. The 22-year-old forward continues to be linked to the Brooklyn Nets and is on uncertain footing in the Bay. Earlier this season, Jonathan Kaminga appeared to be developing into an important piece of the Warriors' future. He didn't just show flashes this season, he took real steps forward before an ankle injury sidelined him for nearly 2 months. He averaged 16.8 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 2.2 assists, while shooting over 45% from the field and 35% from beyond the arc. But things changed fast after returning from injury. Kuminga had trouble regaining rhythm, and the mid-season arrival of Jimmy Butler further complicated the rotation. Over his final 15 games, Kuminga's averages plummeted to 12.2 points and just 20.8 minutes per game. Head coach Steve Kerr pulled Kuminga from the lineup entirely, giving him a DNP. Did not play. Coach's decision in the regular season finale against the Clippers, a game with playoff implications. Kerr didn't sugarcoat it either. He said the team had found a groove and integrating Kaminga didn't fit their new timetable. That may be true, but the decision raised eyebrows around the league. Multiple reports have linked Kaminga to the Brooklyn Nets, who are rumored to be exploring a potential offer when Kaminga hits restricted free agency this summer. According to NBA insiders Mark Stein and Jake Fisher, the Nets are prepared to make a strong push. The duo states that Brooklyn has long loomed as a potential suitor since Kaminga and the Warriors couldn't agree on a contract extension before the October deadline for a franchise looking to retool around young talent. Kaminga fits the mold as a talented and athletic wing. Nets reporter Jed Katz believes the Nets could allow Kaminga to shine in a lead role alongside star guard Cam Thomas, and Kaminga's production in a limited role has showcased his star potential. The Warriors are at a crossroads. Kaminga's upside is obvious, but he wants a real role, not a seat at the end of the bench behind veterans chasing a ring. Golden State could try to match an offer sheet from Brooklyn, but it won't be easy with luxury tax concerns and multiple big contracts already on the books. A sign and trade could be a more likely outcome, allowing the Warriors to get something in return while Kaminga gets the fresh start he may need. And for Kaminga, a move to Brooklyn could be the best thing for his career. More minutes, more responsibility, a chance to become a foundational piece instead of a rotational question mark. Jonathan Kaminga's situation is one of the more intriguing subplots of the NBA offseason. He's shown too much promise to be buried on the bench, and teams like the Nets are ready to pounce whether the Warriors let him walk. Match a big offer or orchestrate a trade. Change seems to be coming, and it could be the start of Kaminga 2.0. Blazers Warriors trade pitch exposes hard truth. Golden State fans won't like the writing is on the wall for Jonathan Kaminga and the Golden State Warriors to part ways this off-season. The Warriors made the right call to acquire Jimmy Butler for relatively cheap at the deadline and have a legitimate shot of making the conference finals because of it. However, that deal came at the expense of Kaminga's development. Having Butler, Draymond Green, and Kaminga on the floor together isn't an efficient formula, as it shrinks the floor too much, which is especially problematic in Steve Kerr's system predicated on ball movement and getting shooters open. Bleacher Report's Greg Schwartz recently echoed the sentiment, highlighting how far Kaminga has fallen in Golden State's pecking order since the deal. When a team's 22-year-old third leading scorer is registering a DNP coach's decision in the biggest games of the season, it might be a sign that a change is coming. Kaminga and the Warriors already failed to agree on a contract extension last fall, with the number 7 overall pick of the 2021 draft now headed into restricted free agency. Both parties should be working on a resolution where he gets paid somewhere else and Golden State receives some talent back in return, wrote Schwartz. Schwartz proposes a solution where Kaminga along with Moses Moody wind up in Portland to help bolster their young core. It comes at the expense of one of the Blazers' best players and someone they should consider trading, Anthony Simons. Kaminga has flaws, as does any 22-year-old player still figuring out his place in the league, but overall he had a productive 2024-25 season, averaging 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists on 45/31 shooting splits. His poor shooting would be a concerning fit for a Blazers team that has ranked in the bottom 5 in three-point percentage the past 2 seasons. But if Portland were to do this deal, they could target additional shooters to help complement their young core. And what do you think about Jonathan Kaminga's situation? Write to us in the comments.